What is going on? Another episode of The Final Whistle. I'm Danny Irv, joined alongside my guy, Nathan Osler. And we're back with just a regular show. I know last Tuesday we had our draft spectacular. Since then, we've only had one day since we've not seen you guys, and that was Wednesday. But we're back Thursday because I'm able to do it this Friday. But we're going to get you some NFL previews, talk NBA today, just kind of, do the usual. But good Thursday night football game on tonight. Ravens versus the Bengals. They play tonight. This is a game last year on this date. Ravens played the Bengals. Joe Burrow got hurt, out for the rest of the year. I think that was his injury that sidelined him for the rest of the year. And then they scheduled that game for today. And so Joe Burrow out for a little bit of a vengeance. This is a good game. And me saying that is, you look at this game, if these aren't two division rivals, you automatically think, okay, Baltimore is going to blow this team out of the water, right? No, this is a divisional game. This, I don't think this could be more of an even game, just looking at it. I mean, obviously on paper, you think the Ravens are going to blow them out. But again, just such a must-win game for Cincinnati. They literally have to win this game if they want to be in contention in the AFC North. Because if not, they're 4-6. The Ravens have already 6 wins. Then they have to make up at least 3 or 4 wins to even get back to tie. And then with the Steelers win. They are not in a path yet to control their own destiny. While the Steelers and the Ravens are both on paths to where control their own destiny. Browns are done. They're gone. They're done. They're out of the playoffs. Not officially, but come on. Jameis Winston's not.
Feels like it.
He's not bringing you to the promised land. Myles Garrett wants out. Like you're cooked. You're full cooked. You traded Amari Cooper. It's over. Nick Chubb's is washed as a sand dollar. Browns are done. Love it. Usually I was like, if you have been following the show for a while, I'm a professional Deshaun Watson hater. I know you are too. But he was my weekly downfall. My weekly downfall was Deshaun Watson. He was my pack watch of the week when we had that going on. Now Deshaun Watson's out for the year. I need to find a new pack watch of the week. I need to find a new person to hate on every week. And who is it going to be? I think I know who it's going to be. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think I'm just going to hate on him every week and pray on his downfall every week. So there's that. But try not to get too sidetracked here from me. But Bengals, Ravens, what are your kind of thoughts going into this game?
So Bengals, Ravens, these two teams, I'm looking at ESPN right now. They have like the win percentages, analytics. They're giving the Ravens a 71% chance to win this game. Their Bengals only getting 28.8. I think they're forgetting these two teams went to overtime in an absolute shootout a couple, like maybe a month ago when this game was in Cincinnati. And usually in AFC North football, there's some outliers. Usually these teams are like going 50-50 against each other. You're going to win one, you're probably going to lose one. I think the Bengals have more to play for. I think the Ravens are playing for to show like the Steelers that you're not winning this division. You're going to have to keep winning because I think both of these teams know that they can pass the Pittsburgh Steelers because if you look at what the Steelers have the rest of the season, it is a gauntlet. It is an absolute gauntlet. We can talk about that in a little bit. But the Bengals, on the other hand, have blown so many opportunities. They have an awful home record, but they're 3-1 on the road this year. They've been a very solid road team. And Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they're starting to click a lot. You said you're a professional Deshaun Watson hater. I've heard your fair share of Jamar Chase hate as well.
Hate him.
And he has completely, he's completely shut us up, I think, for a while since those first couple weeks. And he's been on fire. But here's the thing that the Bengals might be missing tonight. T. Higgins, he's doubtful. That could be a big one. Orlando Brown's questionable. That's a good offensive tackle they have. He was one of our Guess the Players. I remember that one. But on the Ravens side, the only key guys that are out, Isaiah Likely. That's the only real target name. But at the same time, Mark Andrews has been on fire these last few weeks.
Yeah.
He's finally getting the football. Now, I'm very curious if Tre'Davious White's going to be playing for the Ravens yet. The guy they just traded for, the corner from LA. I'm curious what the Bengals running situation is going to be. If Khalil Herbert's going to be there yet, I don't really know. Because the trade deadline, these guys were just traded on Tuesday, and they have Thursday night football. So I think it would be amazing if they already know the scheme and all these playbooks, especially if you're the Ravens. You probably want Tre'Davious White right now because their secondary has been kind of eh. I mean, Kyle Hamilton's been pretty good, but other than that, it's like they've had a lot of dropped interceptions. They've had a lot of like they've allowed some big plays. And yes, they're 6-3. They're a pretty good home team, but they have allowed some chunk plays, and that might come back to hurt them against a guy like Joe Burrow, against a guy as crazy as it sounds as Russell Wilson, who can throw a deep ball. So when you have divisional games coming up, you see them stockpiling, adding to that secondary, like the Steelers added to the offense mainly. The Ravens added to their defense. The Bengals as well also added to their offense a little bit. The Browns sold some guys off. So when I'm looking at this game, it's like I guess the story is, how can the Bengals fight their way to 500? I think if I'm picking a winner, I guess we'll get to that now. I kind of want to lean towards the Bengals just because I know AFC North football well, and it's usually 50-50 who wins. It doesn't matter if you're 4-5 versus a 6-3 team. These teams have history, and the Bengals, I think, have more to play for. They started awful. Everyone wrote them off. We were talking about if they're real or not, and they have fought their way back up. If they go to 5-5, I think that's a win after a disaster start they've had. And the Bengals every year, Danny, they have these awful starts, and they're fighting in the playoffs. Last year, they lost Joe Burrow, and it kind of destroyed their season. If Joe Burrow was healthy, just maybe I would think they would have made the playoffs last year. But they had Jake Browning. They had to go through that. It was a rough year for them. But now they have Joe Burrow. He's fighting his way out of a dreadful start. They started their season with a 16-10 loss to the Patriots at home. They also lost to the Commanders at home before we knew the Commanders were going to be this legit football team. So the Bengals, this is more of a must-win for them. That's why I'm leaning them, but I wouldn't be shocked if they just underperform tonight, because this is my closing statement here. Their offense isn't the problem. I am surprised they didn't go out and add to their defense at the trade deadline. I think that was more of a need. They've allowed so many points on the board. They allowed so many to Washington, so much to Baltimore. I remember that last play in overtime when Joe Burrow and Lamar go out for the coin toss. Joe Burrow, and then they lead them down the field. They don't go they missed the field goal, got blocked. First play of the Ravens getting overtime, it's like a run all the way down to the 5 by Derrick Henry. No one could stop them. They need guys on defense. So I'm leaning Bengals just because they need a win. They need it now, but I would not be shocked if it goes the other way.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I'm personally going to take the Bengals. Vegas is giving Baltimore 6.5 points. We all know that the home team automatically gets 3 points going into the game. So really, this is a 3.5 point Ravens favorite, which honestly is a lot lower than it should be. I think that's just a factor of division game. The Ravens already beat the Bengals this year. It's the second time playing. It was a really good game, thrilling overtime. A lot of that has to play into it, I think. And when I look at this game, man, it's kind of tough for me to think that Joe Burrow is just going to not go out there and light it up. And I know that I think officially, I don't know official, but T. Higgins is doubtful to play this game tonight.
Yep.
And I think that Deontay Johnson is going to play. So their new guys are going to be playing. Bengals, Chase Brown's their starting running back. I really haven't gotten much more roster news. I really can only see their main guys. Nothing really defensively. But the only inactive, I think, is going to be T. Higgins, which will be a blow for the Bengals, which is going to suck a little bit. But, they'll have to figure it out.
I'm looking at their game where it was 41-38. T. Higgins was a pretty nice factor in that game.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 touchdowns. He had 83 receiving yards. I know that was a game Jamar Chase completely blew up that game. 10 receptions, 12 targets, 193 yards. He as well had 2 touchdowns. But T. Higgins is their clear number 2. I was curious if they were going to get rid of T. Higgins. With all the contract scenarios, he was a trade target for a lot of teams. Nothing happened. So they keep him. So I'm curious what's going to go on with him. He's been hurt a lot. So yeah, this is a game where it's going to tell maybe where the Bengals go in the second half, because I want to look at their schedule really quick coming up. I mean, it's on the easier side, but as well, they blew a lot of easy games. They lost to the Patriots. They should have beat the Commanders and rookie QB. They should have beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs game came down to that pass interference. They beat the Panthers, they beat the Giants, they beat the Browns, they beat the Raiders, they beat the teams they have to beat. They did not play good against the Eagles. But looking at their schedule, at Baltimore tonight, at the Chargers, home against Pittsburgh, away at Dallas, they can definitely win that one. Away at Tennessee, home against the Browns and Broncos, and then closing the season in Pittsburgh. That is a completely doable schedule for Joe Burrow. I mean, if they blow this, I'd get rid of their coach ASAP if they can't go through that schedule, including the Titans. So, Zach Taylor is a big question for me out of all coaches in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I agree. He kind of has to be. I guess we can move on from this game, but I think we're both going to go with the Bengals here, just solely factor it's a must-win division game. So I'm gonna take the Bengals to go into M&T Bank Stadium and upset Baltimore with some of their new weapons, and you never know. So first game on the slate, big one for us: Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington Commanders. So when I looked at this game first, I initially thought, okay, Commanders are gonna win this game, right? That was my initial gut feeling, and then I started thinking, okay, in the beginning of the season, when me and you did our schedule predictions, we both had this as a loss.
Mm-hmm.
And that was before we knew Jayden Daniels was a full dog. Full dog. Now I look at this game, and I am less scared of the Washington Commanders now than I was in the beginning of the season. You know why? Pittsburgh Steelers play up to their opponents every time. And sure, you can say what you want. Russell Wilson has beat the Jets and the Giants, two teams that have just been flat out terrible this year. They've been flat out bad this year. This is his first real test. So it's tough for me to go with the Steelers here just because this is Russ's first true test. But again, this is also one of Jayden Daniels' first real tests. I know he played the Ravens. He lost the Ravens. I forget who else he lost to, but this is a big test. Yeah, the Bucs. Like, this is the first defense where he has to like really dial in. I just don't know who's going to stop Pittsburgh's defense. Now, I understand that Washington got Marshawn Lattimore, so now they've buffed up their weakest part of their game. So I think these are going to be two big heads clashing. That being said, all bias aside, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just think that this is the hottest of the two teams, and I think it's just going to come down to defense at the end of the day. And the Steelers have one of the best defenses in the NFL, and I think Jayden Daniels is not going to know what to do with TJ Watt coming off the edge, and you know that our whole pass rush. Well. Yeah, if he plays,
maybe Herbig if he plays.
Everyone, it's gonna be a battle. Joey Porter Jr. is gonna be on Terry McLaurin, and then after Terry McLaurin, it's kind of a throw up. Who's Jayden Daniels gonna throw to?
Yeah, is Brian Robinson healthy? Who knows?
Brian Robinson's gonna play, but here's the thing: Brian Robinson's been dominant all year. He's been great all year, but Pittsburgh has been known since I've become a fan, stopping the run game. With that defensive front, I don't know if Brian Robinson's going to be able to do what he's done to us. We always shut down Derrick Henry every time we play him. We haven't played him this year on the Ravens, but I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers solely for defense. I just think that this is a game that the Commanders are going to lose. And I really try not to be biased with that.
Yeah.
And you could say it's bias.
Oh no, it's not. It's good reasons.
I also wouldn't mind taking the Commanders, but I had a swing in me the other day. I was going to take Commanders, then I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah. Also, the Steelers are coming in as the underdogs in this one through ESPN, but you brought up the run defense of the Steelers. It's kind of iffy in my opinion because they allowed so much to Tyrone Tracy Jr. of the Giants. It's very hit or miss. They've even spoken up about that they need to be better. Like Cam Hayward's been like, they need to be better. Because if you're not getting pressure on the QB, you got to trust your D-line to be able to stop these guys. And the Steelers, they haven't really faced a lot of these mobile type of QBs yet this season, and usually they're ones to sometimes give them some trouble. And when you take out, I don't know how to say it, when a team can take out the worry of TJ Watt or Alex Highsmith with the QB that can run the ball, that's going to help them in their favor. But at the same time, the Steelers defense has done well against a guy like Lamar Jackson. Whenever he goes to throw the ball, that it's either incomplete or they're all over it just because their secondary, but at the same time, their secondary has been very hit or miss this year. They've allowed chunk plays. Minkah Fitzpatrick, He's been kind of this year. I mean, he's been better than last year, in my opinion. But there's been a lot of plays he's messed up on, and I don't think they're very vocal about him being at fault with stuff. It's always the corner's fault, but there's been some misreads. So that kind of worries me, but at the same time, their defense is better. The Steelers' defense is probably one of the best, top 5 easily in the NFL right now. They don't allow a lot of points. They've only allowed like 20 points, I think, 2 or 3 times this season.
Yeah.
Has not been a lot. And I'm looking at what the Commanders have had so far. Jaden Daniels lost to the Bucs and Baker Mayfield when they're all healthy. They lost 37-20. They started 0-1. Then they go on a 4-game winning streak. These were the defenses they faced. The Giants, the Bengals, who I said have a very bad defense, the Cardinals, and the Browns. Then they lost to the Ravens. But then they beat the Carolina Panthers 40-7. We all know about the Panthers. The Chicago Bears, we all saw what their defense did on the Hail Mary. Had Stevenson over there mocking the crowd, and they just allowed a game winner. And that was a 50-50 game. If that Hail Mary's not caught, they are 6-3 right now. And then they beat the Giants again. So they're already done with the Giants, but like look at all those defenses. I guess they played maybe 1 or 2 good defenses, maybe the Bears. Like I'm looking at what they have coming up. Their schedule's pretty simple, but they have the Eagles twice, the Cowboys twice, the Steelers, and the Falcons. I'm not even going to throw the Saints or Titans in there because those teams both stink. The Cowboys are still a wild card, in my opinion. I think they also stink, but we all know the Dallas Cowboys defense. And also, it's at home. The Dallas Cowboys are a better team on the road than at home. So their next 3 games are the Steelers, at the Eagles, home against the Cowboys. That's a 3-game stretch to tell if Jaden Daniels is going to be able to compete against teams that are favorites to make the playoffs, especially a team in a Super Bowl window like the Philadelphia Eagles as well in there. The Dallas Cowboys are still in the playoff scenario, as dumb as that sounds. Who knew the Steelers would be 6-2 right now? Some people had them at 3 losses, maybe 4. I think this is a very telling game to see what the Commanders are going to do. Like I was saying about the Vikings, have they hit that brick wall? The Vikings are a team where they just beat the Colts. I think. Did they win? I think they beat the Colts on Sunday Night Football. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
So they had their 2-game losing streak. They barely beat the Colts and stuff. So I'm like, did the Vikings hit their brick wall? I don't know if that brick wall is coming when that comes for the Commanders. I think it's going to come soon because I don't think they are going to make a run in the playoffs. I think it could be it's a good story. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that they're good. I'm happy that the Commanders have found a franchise QB as it looks. I just think the Steelers defense is going to be a very telling defense to see, like, okay, this is your first major test against a top defense. Yes, the Ravens are as well pretty good on defense, but the Steelers, in my opinion, have one of the best defenses in the AFC, in the NFL, even that. So I was going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not confident in that. Like, looking at the past 2 Steelers games, like I was more confident like in the Giants one. I wasn't worried about that one mainly. Like that was the most confident I was picking a game, but they still played it close at the end. That's the thing with the Steelers. They'll play close football games. I'm wondering how Russ's first away game as a Steeler is going to go. I'm very curious if they're going to keep up with the Commanders' offense. If the defense of the Steelers allows too much, that offense of the Steelers might be falling behind a little bit.
Yeah.
We've seen it. It can start out slow. So that's the one thing that scares me. But I think in a close game, I am as well picking the Steelers. They're 3-1 on the road. I think this is the game the Commanders lose their first home game. They're 4-0 at home right now, which is kind of crazy to say through their first 9. But yeah, I am as well going to pick Pittsburgh because if the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game, I'll close with this. I'm looking at their second half with more joy. Because before we go to the next game, let's look at this second half because I think this is a good talking point about the Steelers. We all talk about the gauntlet that they have coming up. Commanders, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. What is their record through those 9 games? Just those 9.
It's tough. It's a tough stretch. Let's look. So we have including Commanders.
Yeah, including Commanders.
I think we beat the Commanders.
Okay, so you got them 1-0 in that stretch.
At home versus Ravens.
It's
God, it sounds so biased. That's a win. That's a win.
Okay.
At Browns, that's a win. At Bengals,
That would be a great start. Then you're
at
9-2.
Bengals, at Bengals. I think this game depends on how the Bengals are playing. If the Bengals are hot, we drop this game. Okay. So I'll give us a loss here at Bengals versus Browns. We're sweeping the Browns. They're horrible. I'll give us a loss in Philly. I'll give us a loss at Baltimore. I think we split with Baltimore. I think we lose to the Chiefs, and we beat the Bengals.
So you have them
5 wins. 5 out of 9.
You have them 5-4.
Yeah, 5-4.
I think 5-4 has to be the max. I think maybe 6 if you have them. The thing is, if you win 6,
the only way you win 6 is if you sweep the Bengals.
Yeah, I think the only way you win 6.
Yeah. Philly or Kansas
Well,
City.
last year they swept the Ravens. The Steelers swept the Ravens. They
always beat the
weren't the Steelers undefeated last year in the division?
Mhm.
I think everyone's forgetting about that. The Eagles, they haven't beat the Eagles in Philly in a very long time. I think it's been before we were existing. Then the Chiefs. They have in a 10-game stretch, the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs. The Chiefs are on Christmas. December 15th, December 21st, December 25th. They have to play as well the Ravens and Chiefs in the span of 4 days. 5 days, I guess. So Merry Christmas if you're a Steelers fan. That could be a very sloppy Christmas for the Chiefs coming to town.
For us, huh?
So I as well think 5-4 is their max they can go. If that happens, looking at where they're at now, that would be 11-6. I think that's a win. I think I had them 10-7, 11-6 around that range.
Yeah.
Before the season started. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but it's going to be a tough one. So I guess we're both going Commanders. Both have them going 5-4 the next 9. Moving on. I'm not really intrigued by this one, but we have a Germany game. If you have any Giants or Panthers on your fantasy teams, make sure they're on there, I guess.
I'll tell you what. This game, let me pull this up.
This is a stinker.
This game is at 9:30 a.m. Okay, I'll ask you this. How much money? This game's at 9:30 a.m. How much money would I have to pay you to watch this game?
Well, tickets are as low as $114.
No. How much do I have to pay you to wake up at 9:30 a.m. on a Sunday? And how about this? Okay, you can't have your phone. You just got to sit in front of this TV. You can't have a bet on the game. Just watch this game. How much money would I have to pay you?
Do I get food or a drink?
If whatever's at your house.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's worth that any sort of money. This game's gonna suck.
You're saying there's no. I can give you $1,000. You wouldn't do it.
Sure, $1,000. I'll do it.
But what's
this
the
game's
lowest
gonna
number?
stink.
What's the lowest number you do it for?
I don't know, like $100 maybe.
I think you would have to pay me around $100 to $150 to watch.
It's a waste of time.
The fact for me is that waking up at 9:30 and being like, and just having to watch piss poor football in Germany. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not kidding. This is going to be here's my thing. If they're trying to branch out to Germany, London, Mexico City, why are we giving them all the shit games? Why not give them a Steelers, Ravens bat? Like, you know what I mean? And make it in their prime time, which would be like 4:00 here. You know what I mean? Why is it 9:30? I don't get it. I don't understand why the Jaguars are the team for London. Like, no one's gonna like the NFL because the teams they're showcasing to them, they blow.
Like, even then, you could have put like a Steelers Commanders game.
Exactly. Overseas, I'm waking up at 9:30 for that. I'm waking up at 9:30 if the Chiefs play. I'm waking up at 9:30 if the Commanders play. An exciting team. These teams are
49ers,
horrible.
Bucks.
Yes.
Think about that. The West Coast teams hate going over there just because they got to ship everything. But it's like,
I don't care.
Eagles, Cowboys.
They've got to get rid of this. They've got to get rid of these 9:30 games, and they've got it. There's 2-7 teams playing. Man, who the hell cares?
I'll
tell you what. I'd rather watch paint dry.
I think the only rule is they can't be division games. It makes sense. You need the home games in your division. Yeah. Like Bills and Colts makes sense. That's like that weird matchup. Like,
Yeah.
let me just say this about this week before we move on. This week's a stinker, in my opinion. There's not a lot. There's maybe like one or two maybe really good games, and then the rest of them look like they're either going to be blowouts or like underwhelming. So, like, if I'm picking a winner of Giants Panthers before we move on, you know what? For fun, Panthers win 2 in a row under Bryce Young. They win their 3rd game.
I like that. Yeah. I don't know, actually.
Then the next game's a stinker.
Yeah.
Patriots Bears. That game's gonna stink as well. I guess Chicago. You'd think.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shock me if they blow it because it's Chicago. Bills Colts. Probably Buffalo. I'd think.
I'm still hung up on this Giants Panthers thing, man. I could vomit honestly looking at this, but I will get my prediction for that really quick. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I am the Panther goat, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
you got them right twice.
I've just predicted twice. They're not winning in Germany.
Now, when you made those picks, did you bet on them?
I did not.
Oh, you should have. You should have.
I know, but I don't know. Bears Patriots. Bears have to win this game. They kind of have to.
If the Bears lose, they're frauds.
Mm-hmm.
They have not been hot these last couple weeks.
Bills are going to beat the Colts. I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to play again. Why?
Can I say this?
Why?
Yeah. Who knew Broncos Chiefs would mean a lot this early?
Yeah.
The Broncos are 5-4. They just got whooped by the Ravens, I know, but like these AFC West teams, the team that started this Chiefs run, the last team they lost to was the Vegas Raiders last year. It was on Christmas.
Jeez.
It was like a Christmas time era.
I remember that.
Game.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I had Chiefs mind on.
I don't think this is where they lose, though. They need to lose at some point. I don't know if they're going undefeated. Well, you know what? They could. Looking at the Chiefs' schedule very quick. Broncos, Bills on the road. Panthers on the road. That's going to be a bloodbath. Raiders, Chargers, Browns, Texans, Steelers, Broncos. I don't think they go undefeated. Maybe there's 1 or 2 losses.
Bills are the only way they lose a game. Bills and Steelers.
What about the Texans?
No. They're too hurt. Too injured.
I think the only teams that have a chance to beat them are the Bengals. Not the Bengals. They already beat them. The Bills, I mean. The Broncos maybe once. They got to play the Broncos twice. It would be pretty impressive if Bo Nix can either go to KC in Arrowhead in the final week of the year, maybe to clinch a playoff spot, or they beat them this weekend. And then the Texans and maybe the Steelers. Those are the only 4 teams I can think of that they have a chance. Maybe Justin Herbert, don't count him out. I don't trust their defense, though, personally. I wouldn't bet money, though, on the Chiefs going undefeated. But Chiefs, Broncos, I'm going Chiefs. I'm kind of iffy with it, though. Yeah. I think they're going to meet I think this could be one of those.
They lost to the Broncos last year, didn't they?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if this is a watch-out game for the Chiefs. Would not be shocked. Falcons, Saints?
Falcons, Saints. Jesus. Saints. Or Falcons, oh my God. Saints just fired their head coach.
Collapsed.
Usually when teams fire their head coach, they win next week. It happens a lot. But I'll take Falcons. Saints are just putrid.
The ATL, Kirko. Atlanta Falcons. 49ers, Bucks.
Niners, CMC's back. Thank God.
Is he officially back?
I think he's got projected points on my fantasy team. So
I did see that actually. Never mind. Poor Bucks. They lost so many. I'm surprised they didn't go out and get a wide receiver.
Yep. They
blew that. I think they just punted. They said, nah, we don't want to give up any picks. So I'm going to go 49ers. I think they're on an upward trajectory of a lifetime if CMC's officially back and healthy. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. Is he going to be on like snap management?
Probably.
Or is he playing the heavy workload?
I don't know. Jordan Mason's not been good recently.
He had like 1 or 2 good weeks. Yeah. That's it. The hype kind of died down. They need CMC to be in there a lot. I guess this is another stinker I'm not excited for. The Vikings and Jaguars. I know the Vikings are 6-2. But you know what? This is my upset of the week. I'm going Jacksonville. They need a win. If they're going to do it, the best they can go is 10-7.
Jacksonville so many times. I've said, "Oh, this is the week. They finally need a week." I'm done. I give up. I give up on the Jags. God, I give up. I'm sick of supporting Trevor Lawrence. I know deep down in my heart he's a good quarterback, but god damn, they suck. And he doesn't have Brian Thomas Jr. Travis Etienne's about as useful as me and you sitting here talking. So I just give me the Vikings. Jags, just figure it out. Tony Khan. Stick to AEW.
They need to fire their coach, Doug Peterson. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is the issue either. It's their defense.
I agree.
But T-Law gets all the blame because he's the quarterback. Even though they played a lot of close games, you got to remember. Like, I want to look. Here's the games they lost. I guess here's the scores: 20-17 opening day. They lost to that walk-off field goal. They lose by 5 to the Browns. They got murdered by the Bills. They lost by 4 to the Texans. They beat the Colts only by 3. They lost pretty fairly to the Bears. I think that was in London. Then they played they're probably their most complete game against the Patriots. Lost by 3 to a walk-off field goal again to the Packers. And then they lost by 5 to the Eagles. So besides maybe 2 games, a lot of their games have been decided by 5 points or less. They're playing close games. They just lose in the final seconds.
Yeah.
So that has to be a coaching issue if that's the case, if you're not watching the clock and giving a team too much time to kick a game-winning field goal like the Dolphins and Packers did. So
Titans, Chargers. Chargers.
Yeah,
I don't even want to, like, these games are so bad. I just want to give you a winner and I'm out.
This week's a stinker.
It's like when you put something in and you're out when you're cooking. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just throwing my picks at you.
Yeah.
And then I'm out.
Yeah.
Here's a
I'm
pick.
as well going Chargers.
I couldn't be bothered to talk about some of these games. Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles.
Upset. I'm going Cowboys.
Nope. Cowboys are just horrible. Dak's out. Dak might have season-ending surgery.
Wait, he's out officially?
Dak's out. He might be out for the year.
Okay, never mind. Eagles, then. I didn't see that news.
Give me the Eagles. They're favored by 7 at home. I mean, this is going to be... no, they're favored favored by 7 in Dallas, in Jerry World. This is going to be
good job, Jerry Jones. Congratulations. You did this.
I could care less about this. I mean, this is sad.
We look like we sound like bums because we hyped up Dak Prescott and tried to defend them.
Oh, we did. We had him in our tier list. We said,
yeah.
I hate him. Jets, Cardinals. I could vomit. I swear to God, I could vomit looking at this slate. This is the worst slate I think I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a slate worse ever. I've watched Whippeal football better than this slate. I've watched PSAC football better than this slate. I could vomit. Give me the Jets.
You know what? I'm going to take the Cardinals. I think both of these teams need to win because the Cardinals, I think they're going to realize CMC's back and that Cardinals offense is going to start thriving. I think they need to get wins. So Cardinals.
This should have been the game of the week. This should be a really good game, but fortunately, Lions are just unbelievably good. Lions, Texans. I don't see how you can't go Lions at this point in the NFL season. They're favored by 3.5 in Houston, which basically means they're favored by 6.5. Love Lions at the line they're giving it to you here at 3.5. I think that's a great line.
Zadarius Smith.
I'll take the Lions. They got Zadarius Smith. This is gonna be a bloodbath again. But the Lions are so good. Best team in the NFL.
I'm happy this is Sunday Night Football because it's a 4-0 away team versus a 4-0 home team.
Yes, amazing.
I think that I want to talk about CJ Stroud really quick. We put him somehow in the top 5. I don't think he's top 5. He hasn't played great. It's been kind of underwhelming. Like I had him in like MVP talks possibly.
We'll have to redo our tier list at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that next week. Mid-season tier list.
All right.
Before we forget. I think he's been kind of mid.
Yeah.
Texans haven't been. He just lost Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have Nico Collins. Tank Dell's kind of his number 1 right now until Collins comes back.
Yeah.
I'm as well going Lions, but like they're 4-0 at home, the Texans. It wouldn't shock me. But I am going to try. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though.
Monday Night Football, Dolphins, Rams in Inglewood, California. I'm gonna go with the Rams here.
Rams win and go above 500. If they Dolphins lose this, I think McDaniels is also on the hot seat. He's one of my favorite coaches for the Dolphins that they have right now. He has a really fun personality and stuff. He seems like a big players coach, but like a season like you lost Tua, they clearly are a team that thrives on quarterback play. And since Tua's came back, these last 2 games haven't been stellar. Tyreek Hill hasn't been putting up great numbers like you would think he would. So, yeah, it wouldn't shock me if the Dolphins win though, but Rams. Stinker of a week. Maybe there's like 3 good games tonight. Texans, Lions, and then Steelers, Commanders.
All right, we that's it for the slate. Do a Weddle and then hop into NFL.
Yeah, sure. Actually, wait, hold up. Do you have who's your upset of the week? Who's on upset watch?
Pick of the week.
I picked
the Chiefs.
You're going Chiefs.
Upset alert. Broncos.
I'm being a bum and picking the Jaguars again.
Watch out.
Jaguars are going on.
Watch out for them Denver Broncos coming into Arrowhead.
Bo Nix.
Yeah.
The Duck is coming to Arrowhead.
Give me the Broncos.
That's
my secret pick. That's my secret pick of the week. I gave you Chiefs. That was my pick of the week. But for all you people that are in the trenches, you're a little bit low, and you're peeking out, and you're saying, I need an upset. Broncos, and I'm out. It's like I'm giving it to you again. I'm giving you my pick, and I'm out again. But this time, I'm giving it to you, and I'm out like I'm throwing a grenade, and I'm out because this is one of these upset picks of the week. So
I'm kind of like that with this Broncos. One too. Like that's my would be fun upset, but my upset I'm the most confident in is the Jaguars. I can't believe I just said that. I like them to beat the Vikings. It's at home too for the Jaguars.
Sickening game. All right. Weddle looks a little bit different. It's like on the website for Wordle right now.
Is the same website you found?
Nope. I can't find the same website I've usually used.
Weddle normal.
Yeah. Weddle normal.
Weddle normal.
How about Joe Flacco? How about Joe Mixon?
Sure.
Oh. Big swing and a miss.
Try the NFC.
NFC.
Go Matthew Stafford. Back. Matthew Stafford. Actually, no, younger than 28.
Taller than 6'1".
Puka Nacua.
Probably a quarterback. I don't think Puka's taller than 6'1". His jersey number is also higher than 28. I'm thinking tight end, and I'm thinking
Hawkinson.
I'm thinking TJ Hawkinson would be great. Oh. Is something T dot. So
TJ Hawkinson not exist.
Yeah. I think it's got to be a tight end or a big wide receiver.
Taller than 6'1". What about DK? Is DK Metcalf taller than 6'1"?
If his jersey number's lower than 28.
Oh, higher.
Yeah, higher than 28.
I think you know what? It might be a tight end.
I mean,
Kittle?
I want to. Yeah. So it is a tight end. He's in the NFC.
Higher than 85.
Okay.
Oh. NFC, yeah. Taller than 6'4". Younger than 31.
What's TJ? Are we stupid?
It's HOCK, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking him up. TJ Hawkinson. Yeah, TJ HOCKENSON.
Where are the T's?
I don't know why it's not showing up. You can just type out his last name.
Taysom Hill from the top rope. Oh. Wow, I'm stupid. I don't know
why. It's in the north or the west. Or
number is higher than 85. It's 80. What's Hawkinson's number? What's Hawkinson's number?
I'm not cheating.
Never mind.
Sam Laporta's not it, I don't think.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's TJ Hawkinson. I don't know, because
what about
it's within 10. It's within 10 of this, right? So if it's yellow, it's within 10. TJ Hawkinson, I think he's number 87.
Can I come off the top rope?
Top rope.
Tucker Kraft.
He's young. He's very young.
Well, younger than 34.
Yeah.
Just try him. See if we're in the division.
No, okay.
So it's NFC East. It's not Hawkinson.
It's not Hawkinson.
Dallas Goedert. I'm just naming all the tight ends I can think of. Dallas Goedert.
He's not on here.
Yeah, no, it was there. Yeah.
NFC East. Not in Philly. Jersey numbers 86 or 87. Okay.
Who's the guy Ferguson for the Cowboys? I think. Like, it's either him, the Commanders, or the Giants. Jake Ferguson.
We won.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough win. Jake Ferguson, we win. Tough win for the boys.
I was really hoping Tucker Kraft was gonna come off the top rope.
Man, that would have been electric. Switch over to the NBA. You can do it. Breaking news. How about this? We got breaking news to cover. You'll love this breaking news. Let me pull up the exact tweet here that is breaking news. But I saw this breaking news when we started the show, and I was like, should I bring this up? And then I was like, well, we're talking NFL, a little bit of NBA is going on right now, but per Shams, let me put up my guy Shams right here. Don't spoil this for yourself, but
well, I see something on ESPN about it.
You saw it
about
already?
Something.
Our guy, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Come on. Our guy, Bronny James, has been sent down to the G League officially.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I think this is not a shocker to people, but so one of my lights in my room just went out. But
there is 6 minutes ago.
Not a shocker to anyone that Bronny James is sent down to the G League. Yeah, but I don't know if this is the exact. Let me try and get out of this. Lakers today assigned Bronny James to their NBA G League affiliate South Bay, where he's expected to debut versus Salt Lake City on Saturday. Sources said James will be on the Lakers roster versus 76ers Friday. Let's just look up Bronny. Let's see if there's.
Well, Shams also reported earlier today. I don't know if you saw it, was Tyrese Maxey's out for a couple weeks.
Okay. Yep. James has been assigned to G League. Let's see. Bronny James step back three. Brick Center. That's cruel. God, he's bad. Aiden Ross of Bronny James. All right. Who cares about this, really? You know what I mean? We knew this was going to happen eventually. But sayonara, to say the least. Anyone knows that I'm a big LeBron fan. I love LeBron, but I don't love Bronny.
Wait, bring that back out. What you just held.
My LeBron bon. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. It's my goat right here, guys. I gotta turn my light off.
Goat's the Funko Pop. It's okay.
Matt,
it's okay.
Matt,
I got it.
Matt. What's the goat? I also have. You know who I also have? I also have a Raptors guy right here, and then two randoms. I got a Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, I have that one over there.
And then off the top rope, how about a Zion Williamson Funko Pop?
You know what?
Zion Williamson Funko Pop. Talk to me.
It's over on the wall somewhere. We got Andrew McCutchen.
Wow, that's a solid Funko Pop.
You ready for this one?
I had that. Yeah.
You ready for this?
Talk to me.
Brian Hayes.
Wow.
Not looking good right now.
I can't believe they make that.
Oh, you want to see this one?
Yeah, give me some obscure Funkos. That's my Tribal Chief.
Tribal Chief. We got the other goat right here. This is Simp of the Year award.
You're a sicko. I'll tell you what. You're a real sicko.
Sicko. No, that's the obscure Funko Pop.
Wow.
Okay, back on topic.
Okay, so we're not collecting dolls, but getting to the NBA here. Joel Embiid is facing a 3-game suspension after assaulting a member of the media. Are you familiar with this story on what happened, or would you like an explanation?
Yeah, Joel Embiid like pushed someone.
So a reporter wrote a story about something along the lines, and he mentioned Joel's. I don't want to speculate here, but Joel's dead family. I think either his dead brother or a dad or something. But he mentioned 2 people that were passed away in Joel's family, and I believe it was a negative article about Joel. You can look around my room. I'm a diehard Raptors fan. Joel Embiid is by far my least favorite athlete in sports. I will never defend Joel Embiid. I'm going to defend Joel Embiid right here. I think that if you're going to post an article and you're going to include someone's dead relatives, dead family members, you deserve to get your ass kicked. I think that's fair game. It's full fair game. And these people are hiding behind phones and they're saying stuff on Twitter, on X, posting these articles they would never say to these guys in person. And then when push comes to shove, literally when Joel Embiid's going to press you about it, you cowered away. I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't say on this show that I wouldn't say to an athlete's face. I mean, I would tell Deshaun Watson straight up, dude, I hate you. I think you're a bad person. But yeah, I think that this is fully right for Joel Embiid in this case. But now that I complimented him, I'm going to diss on him again. Why the hell isn't he playing basketball? The league's looking into an investigation with Joel Embiid, why he's sitting out these games, kind of a load management-esque investigation. Joel Embiid somehow played every single game in the Olympics. Then the regular season comes around and, I can't play. That's what I hate about this guy. I think he's a crybaby. I think he's a loser flat out. I have no respect for Joel Embiid. The first time I've ever respected Joel Embiid was when I found out that he pushed a reporter after the reporter had an article about his dead relatives. The only time I've ever had respect for Joel Embiid. Besides that fact, I think the guy's just a flat out ass, and I really don't like Joel Embiid. But he's got to start playing basketball games. You look at the Philadelphia 76ers record. Dude, they're 1-6. They have a worse record than the Toronto Raptors, and it's Paul George, Tyrese Maxey's not playing now. I mean, what is going on in Philadelphia? When's it going to be too little too late for Joel Embiid to come in and quote unquote save the day? He's not. He can't save the day.
They've had a bad start. They're 1-6.
All this to not even make the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Bucks are having awful starts.
Yeah, the Bucks. Well, it's because the Bucks have Darvin Ham and who's their head coach right now? God. Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers and it's the worst coaching staff in the NBA. And Darvin Ham. I mean, just 2 losers of head coaches who don't know what the hell they're doing. Get into the game. I got to talk about the Raptors last. I'm gonna blow a fuse. But Pistons lose on a buzzer beater to the Hornets. LaMelo Ball, another great game from LaMelo. He hit a few game-clinching 3-pointers, 25 points for LaMelo. Cade Cunningham was trying to do it all himself. He had 12 points in the first quarter. He was hooping himself, but the Pistons are just going to piston at the end of the day. They got just straight out outplayed, and it sucks, but that's what's going to happen. Magic fall to the Pacers. No Paulo Banchero again. They lose a tough one to the Pacers. They lose by 7. Pacers were fully stacked, though. They were fully healthy, and they squeaked out a win against the Magic, who were not healthy. Knicks beat the Hawks. A fun game to watch. Zachary Rasheer, I think I'm saying that right, had 22 points in the first half. He was cooking, finished with 33, the number 1 overall pick in the draft. So finally, he's doing well. Karl Anthony Towns is doing his thing in New York, but Trae Young still manages to be the owner of New York City. He loves it. I love seeing it. First of all, I kind of like the Knicks, but I like guys that stir up and talk their shit in the NBA. And Trae Young's one of those guys. I think that all sports, they need to bring that level of shit talk back and physicality and put your money where your mouth is, ball back. And I think Trae Young does that. He embodies that well. I'm a Trae Young fan because of that. A guy that does it is Joel Embiid, and he can't put his money where his mouth is because he talks and he hides. Warriors finally beat the Celtics. Wow, this is a good game. Steph Curry, 27 points. Jason Tatum, 32 points. Jason Tatum leads the league in 3-pointers as of right now, and he's been having a great year. I think you got to talk about him as the MVP frontrunner. But Warriors get a big win against the Celtics. People aren't talking about the Warriors enough. I'll tell you what, man, they're 7-1. This is a damn good Warriors team. Damn good Warriors team.
Yeah. They look very decent.
They do, and no one expected them to look this good. No one did. No one did. They lost Klay Thompson. Everyone thought that it was the end of the world. Well, Klay Thompson's being horrible. I'll take Bronny James over Klay at this point. Jeez, that's a joke. I would not. I would rather take. I would rather take. Who would I rather take over Bronny? I'd rather take a. I would rather take a 55-year-old LeBron over Bronny right now. But
that's fair.
Just, Spurs Rockets. Victor Wembanyama, 15 points. Fred VanVleet finally does something. He's been horrible since he's left Toronto. Rockets 5-3. I'm sure everyone saw the clip of Jalen Green trying to dunk on Wemby, and that just didn't work out for him at all. Lakers Grizzlies. Wow, this is a fun game to watch. LeBron James, 39 points. He had the most points as of yesterday's games. 39 points. The dude's he's 38 years of age. I mean, Nate.
Yeah.
He's 39.
Yeah.
MJ had yellow eyes at 39. And he was he was
can't help it.
No, he could. That's
genetics.
That is no, that's not genetics. That is a sign of liver failure from drinking too much alcohol from Michael Jordan himself. So that's why his eyes are yellow. But he was washed as a sand doll at 39. I'll tell you what Jordan was doing at 39. A lot of this. Hit. Stay. Double. Hit. Roll the dice. He was in the casinos all day at 39. LeBron, that's why LeBron's the GOAT. It's just clear cut why he's the GOAT. 39 years old, dropping 39 points. Goat noise. LeBron's the GOAT. I know you hate to see it. Him dropping 39 points because there's the excuses are dwindling away. They're dwindling away for the Jordan Glazers here. But great game this was. Ja Morant beat down on the Lakers. He only had 20 points, but man, was he a factor this whole game. I'm sure you saw the clip of LeBron drove inside, got a foul, and then went like this, saying Ja was too little for him. Ja ended up winning the game. So that's a bad look on Bron. Lakers got whooped, and they've lost 4 in a row. They're 4-0, and now they've lost 4 in a row. So JJ Redick's got to figure it out. Anthony Davis obviously didn't play. He had a heel bruise. I mean, here's my opinion on this. I am one of the people that like to say that hate. I can't stand when people say, "Oh, the NBA was so much more physical in Michael Jordan's era," because it was not. Okay, there's way more talent in today's era. It's a better era now. But I'll tell you this: no one back then is sitting out a game for a heel bruise. Dog. A heel bruise right here. This is my heel.
Put that away.
That is my heel. That is my full heel. You know how many times I've bruised my heel? Like I've hit my foot and be like, "Ow, okay, my heel hurts." Bro, AD. Like play. You need to win games. A heel bruise? Come on, bro.
Welcome to sports.
Kobe Bryant shot free throws on a torn ACL. Or on a torn Achilles, I think it was. Figure it out. Play basketball. I mean, Glass Bones Davis. They call him Street Clothes Davis for a reason. So he never plays games. But that's a topic for another day. This is a good game to watch. The leading scorer was a tie between Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Ja Morant. Zach Edey had 8 points in this game, the Rookie of the Year favorite. This whole Rookie of the Year race, it's a joke because all the rookies are bad, flat out bad this year. They're just straight up. There's no good rookies. If Zach Edey's dropping 8 points and he's your Rookie of the Year favorite, I mean, good God, man.
Oh, where'd he go? So Danny Herb just disappeared. He poofed away.
I'm back.
Where'd you go? Oh, hello. Hello. What just happened? Hello.
I went to click and I actually exited out of here. Sorry about that. But yeah, this rookie of the year race has been atrocious. Moving to the next game, Cavs Pelicans, Cleveland Cavaliers, only undefeated team left in the National Basketball Association.
They're pretty good.
9-0. Shout out the Cavs. They put belt to ass against the Raptors, but they whooped us, and they are playing great basketball. I'll tell you what, Donovan Mitchell. This is one of the most balanced lineups in the NBA, and I used to hate the Cavs just because they used to beat on the Raptors all the time, but it's hard for me not to like this team just because of how good at the game of basketball they are and how balanced they are. I mean, this lineup is amazing. Evan Mobley, Isaac Okoro, who's a solid runner, Jarrett Allen, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell. You have Karis LeVert coming off your bench. It is a phenomenal lineup at that. I love this lineup, and it's going to win you games. I mean, you have every single one of the starting lineup can give you 30 points any given night, and this is one of the best lineups, starting five at the NBA right now. I think it has to be top 1, top 2, top 3. I mean, you talk about the Celtics, you talk about the Thunder, and then I think you got to put the Cavs in that conversation. They're 9-0, and right now they're, in my opinion, I'd put them in the third best team in the NBA behind the Thunder, Celtics, and just them. But good win for the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell, 29 points in this game. They beat the Pelicans, who aren't that good of a team, but the Cavs are going strong. Bulls, Mavericks. Mavericks beat the Bulls. Bulls are pretty bad this year. I don't think there's much to say about this game. Luka, 27 points. Game I do want to talk about. Thunder, Nuggets. Good game. Very fun game to watch. This one was. Thunder get their first loss handed to them by the Denver Nuggets. Russell Westbrook, 29 points in this game. Jamal Murray's out, and Russell Westbrook steps up to the plate. And we saw vintage Russell Westbrook last night. We saw vintage Russell. We saw 2016, Mr. Triple-Double, Mr. Zero himself, Russell Westbrook, dial in. We saw Russ be back. Russell Westbrook has 199 career triple-doubles. He's one away from 200 triple-doubles. He's one away from that 200 number. And hopefully he gets that soon. But they did not have I'm blanking. They did not have Jamal Murray last night, and Russell Wilson played great basketball. Christian Braun, 24 points. I mean, this whole starting lineup, MPJ, 24 points. The Nuggets bench in total had 13. They had 14 points off the bench. So the Denver Nuggets starting lineup scored 110 points by itself. Cool. How about that? That's crazy. That's a lot of cardio.
That is impressive.
That's a lot of cardio. Let's see here. Watson played 34 minutes. Porter played 41 minutes. Jokic played 39 minutes. Westbrook 32 minutes, and Christian Braun 37 minutes. I mean, damn, that is a lot of minutes.
They had 4 of their 5 starters over 23 points.
Yeah,
that is very
crazy.
impressive.
That's crazy. So that's the only way you're going to beat the Nuggets. That's the only way you're going to beat the Thunder is if you just play the best basketball you can. Jokic, 23 points. He had a triple-double, 23 points, 20 rebounds, 16 assists. Really good line for Nikola Jokic. Heat, Suns, this was kind of a game. The Heat expectations have been pretty bad this year. Tyler Hero, 28 points, shutout twin. KD, 32 points, and the Suns win. The Suns are 7-1. And they're undefeated at home this year so far. So Suns are looking pretty good so far. Clippers beat the 76ers. They beat them by 12 points. The Sixers need to figure it out. They're 1-6. But, I mean, the NBA, it's shaping up crazy. And then let me get into this last game here. Do you have any takes you want to talk about in the NBA?
Not really. You kind of took the words out of my mouth. A lot of injury issues, some drama with Embiid. Last game.
Raptors Kings.
Uh-oh.
It's hard for me to put into words how mad I was watching this game. We came into this game 11-point underdogs. Out of the gate, Raps go up. and we're cruising the whole game. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Making threes. We're making our shots. RJ Barrett's going off. Everyone's doing their thing. Jakob Poeltl's going off. Chris Boucher's doing his job off the bench. OG Abaji is doing his job. And then the fourth quarter hits. And if you've been following Raptors basketball at all, we're supposed to be one of the worst teams in the NBA, right? And record-wise, we are. Lost. We beat the Sixers. Lost to the Timberwolves within 10. Lost to the Nuggets by 2. Lost to the Hornets by within 5. Lost to the Lakers by within 6. Beat the Kings. Lost to the Nuggets within 3. It's close games. It's close games, and these games we have leads, and then we're up by 7 in the fourth quarter against the Kings, and we go and we just can't make shots, man. Grady Dick, 7 points. 7 points, Grady. You're supposed to be the most improved player in the year. You had just a horrible game, man. And then I have to look over, and I see the Kings owner in a shirt that says, "They not like us." In dispute. There's no words to describe what I wanted to do. I wanted to book a plane ticket to Sacramento, go down there, and slap the smile off of myself. That's what I would like to do. This game was just a disgrace. DeMar DeRozan just couldn't be stopped from the mid range. I mean, he's one of the best mid range shooters of this generation. But this was a sickening game. Raptors lost by a final score of, let me pull up the box score up here. 122 to 107. What happened? We got outscored 33 to 14 points in the fourth quarter. It's really sickening, I'll tell you what. And it's hard for me not to pick this chair up and just slam it on the ground and break this chair, because it really just boils my blood. And it makes me think we're tanking. It really makes me think. Darko is our coach. What are you doing in the fourth quarter? I mean, we look like they're picking our nose out there. We're just bricking, brick, fast break, turnover. It's sickening to watch, and honestly, my heart rate's going to go up now after this. But I was livid at the end of this game. Davion Mitchell had 20 points. RJ Barrett, 23 points. He's been hooping. Chris Boucher, 17 points off the bench. Jamison Battle's a loser. I don't know why he's getting minutes. 16 points, 6 minutes. He runs cardio. Jonathan Mogbo, 5 points in 18 minutes. Jamal Shed from Houston is supposed to be this next great thing. He's horrible. He makes me want to just absolutely just – I don't even know the words to what I want to do when I watch these guys play basketball. It is this sickening to watch. Jacoby Walter. I mean, our rookie class is just a bunch of losers and jokes. I've never seen a worse rookie class in my life than this year in the NBA. It's literally just horrible. It hurts to watch. And I think I know high school players that are better than some of these guys, but it makes me sick, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So that's kind of my NBA recap, but. Good week in sports, man.
Yeah, good week in sports.
And tonight, Timberwolves play the Bulls. Honestly, I don't care about any of these games. I really don't. I'm thinking about this game. I saved it for last because I'm just that fired up about it. I thought we were gonna beat the Kings. We were gonna sweep them, but nope. And then I have to hear "They Not Like Us," my least favorite song of all time.
ESPN says for games tonight, you can go to a Bucks game for as low as $8 and a Spurs game for as low as $5.
If you paid me, I'd go to a Bucks game and watch the 1-6 Jazz play the 1-6 Bucks, coached by Darvin Ham. And
go watch Spurs versus Trailblazers.
I actually think I would rather pee out a kidney stone than watch any of those games. What a terrible game, a bunch of games those are.
What would you rather watch, Bucks Jazz or Panthers Giants?
Bucks Jazz. Because it's at 8:00, and I don't know. I'm telling you, couldn't pay me to watch that Panthers Giants game. You really couldn't. It had to be $150 or more. There's a lot of stuff. I can't watch it. I can't watch it, man.
You're fired up today.
I'm pretty pissed off after thinking about this. Looking at that box score again, I'm pretty pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. and it's just open to my ESPN tab. I got to close out of this tab, man. I'll tell you what, I'm getting sick.
This is ugly. What's with all the ugly games on Sunday in the NFL?
It's just gross, man. Just gross. Well,
straight doo-doo. You see,
good
ESPN,
episode today.
Wait, I need to see if I can I don't know if I can screen. I need to find it because it was hilarious that I saw this. This is so funny. Where is it? I hope they posted it on Twitter. They probably didn't. I know it was on Instagram though. There, I'll just show it on my phone. Did you see the news that broke on ESPN today?
Talk to me. Yeah.
It's breaking news in the sports world.
Mm-hmm.
It was posted by ESPN 6 hours ago. There was a trade, official trade in the NLL. Some guy on a lacrosse team. Lacrosse. There was a trade.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Boston Cannons have traded attack man Pat Cavanaugh to the Denver Outlaws. And there are people on here is like, can someone explain this in NFL terms? And this is the Lions received DK Metcalf, but give the Seahawks second and third round draft picks. And then I went on their social media, so I was like, who's into this stuff? And everyone's mad at these Boston people, like, why would you trade him? He's so good.
I could care less about lacrosse. I'll tell you what.
Breaking news in the
I don't even know
NLL.
how that works. Good
I don't
for
even know.
ESPN, though, covering actual other sports besides the NBA and the NFL.
You know what? Yeah, that is a good point. I'm very curious how the NLL. You know what? Coming up
I
on
liked
Tuesday,
it. I'm getting real pissed, man. ESPN, they not like us.
You know what? I say on Tuesday.
Chairman, I'd like to.
So next week, I think we're gonna have to do Tuesday, Thursday again, just because I work on next Friday again. But I say Tuesday. I want to talk some MLB offseason because that's getting hot right now.
Sure.
I just saw the Mets put in an offer for Willy Adames, but he doesn't want to play third base, or whatever. I don't know if he's gonna accept it. I just saw it on Twitter. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. Very eventful week.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, good episode today. We might have some more stuff coming up for you guys. For whoever's watching. We had 0 viewers today, so whoever's watching, appreciate it. But we're hopefully going to roll out some more content. We're gonna try and get some more things done. But stick with us, and good episode today. Hope you guys found it entertaining, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Yep. See you next time. Have fun watching Giants Panthers.
I won't. You couldn't pay me.